Yo.
Might face obstacles in their way. What would you like to say to them?
First of all, for me personally, I grew up in a disadvantaged background.
Yes.
I use that to kind of like fuel myself.
Yeah.
So if you want something and you know that okay, I'm really passionate about this, just keep pushing. Like it'll all be worth it at the end.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's. Well, I wouldn't really say I've been sharing the story. I think it's just me addressing certain misconceptions people had. And one thing that I've, at the end I've kind of like realized that, public perception will always be that. For me at this particular point with my attorneys, it's just a matter of fighting it through the courts. And we're quite confident that we will because we have had communications with them.
Dr. Mateo, right? Alright? Look at
Look at what I'm wearing. Alright,
how are you feeling? I mean, after the interview?
After the interview, I'm good. I don't do public interviews. But after the interview, I'm quite good. So
I'm not a cow, bitch. Listen, I'm gonna make you sweat, make you wet, make you wet. I'm gonna make you scared, little baby, pissing in your pressure pressure.
Vault unlocked. Hello, what is up, you dazzling diamonds and the others? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Linda Kyle, and this is the Vault. Anyway, you guys, let's jump straight into this video. Alrighty then, you guys, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the bogus, infamous Dr. Matthew. I've covered this. I think I did 2 videos about Dr. Matthew and a few shorts, if I'm not mistaken, right? And I was quite tickled by the situation. And I did say, once again, I like to tell you guys that I said what I said, because I did say it, type of situation, that he would be back once again. This is like the 3rd round, if I'm not mistaken, where he's been busted, and he comes back out to claim that he is indeed a professional doctor. This is getting scary now, you guys, with all the information that is out there, with all the evidence that people have produced that indeed he is not a doctor. Oh my dear, we're still at it, and he claims that he's a doctor, and that's his word, and he's going to stick by it. Guys, Dr. Matthew did an interview with Metro FM. Some people weren't too pleased or happy with the situation because they are wondering, why would a platform like Metro FM give this guy an opportunity to come and tell his story?
Can't guys, like what is wrong with us?
So this, in my opinion, is a bit irresponsible from a station like Metro FM to host someone like Matthew Lani, who, does not really tell the truth, even if he's given the chance, and even if, it makes sense to do that, he continues to lie and purport this idea that he's a medical doctor. In as much as I understand that Matthew Lani, from the beginning, when he got exposed, it got people talking, that there's been a lot of interest in obviously everything around the guy. I get that, but it just sends the wrong message. As a reputable, media house or media station, it just sends the wrong message, because even though maybe the line of questioning was around the claims and maybe trying to understand why he does what he does, I just think that this was well left for like podcasts on YouTube, not for a reputable station that has a brand to maintain like SABC.
I listened to bits and pieces of the interview, right? And I don't think that they were trying to get his story out there. They were just trying to get down to the bottom of it. I think they were thinking that he's going to come out and say, or start telling the truth. But I told you guys, he will never tell the truth. Slender never die. And the fact that the charges that were brought against him were dropped, why would he now come out and start telling the truth? I don't know how his case is going to go, like I said. Is he going to be in any trouble? Should he actually be in any trouble for all these lies? I don't think so, because he didn't hurt anyone. However, he made a mistake in that Metro FM interview. And he said that he actually did see patients when he was working at Helen Joseph Hospital. I've worked at Helen Joseph Hospital. Real talk. I've actually really worked there. What a time. That's the hospital that I was doing my first year at. And we had to wrap those dead bodies. And I vowed to never go back to that place. Well, I'll never work in medicine again, because wow, it was just very traumatic. You know, there are people that work in that industry need to be called to it for real, for real, for real. In the interview, he said that he administered medication. He was seeing patients while he was working there. I don't know if Dr. Mateu wants to be arrested this festive season, or what the hell is actually going on with that guy. You know, now this, I was being kind of funny, but also I do believe that when it comes to social media, he is somewhat a social media genius, because people still love and follow that guy. I don't know if there are still people out there that are buying his products. If you are, then you need to actually go with him, hold him by the hand, and go get checked out, with all due respect, right? It's getting dangerous now. It's getting very, very dangerous, and not for people. Not for the general public, because we know what we know. We know the truth. We know the institutions that have denied him. We've seen it all at this point. It is just him that it is getting dangerous for. His mental health at this point. You know, he keeps on saying in these different interviews that he's traumatized, because of the manhandling that he succumbed to, I guess, when he, or before, oh no, it was actually after, he jumped out of the Helen Joseph window when he cracked his tooth. Well, maybe he actually does believe that he's traumatized as well. You know, sometimes you can tell yourself lies to the point where you actually believe them, and I think that's what he's going through. I think it's much deeper than just fun and games with this guy. He's still speaking about these unknown colleagues that it seems like he really does believe that they exist. They keep checking up on him. Is he okay? Unless maybe he's talking about bogus colleagues that are out there. Maybe the ones that are helping him or funding his pill business. You know, the ones that he's fronting for. I don't know who these colleagues are, because nobody actually really knows. Nobody knows anything about that guy. We know as much as we know. You know, but he's very, very brave. Guys, I just want to say that we already know at this point. It's not there's not a doubt in my mind that Dr. Matthew is not a real doctor. He's not a practicing doctor. He's not doing ComServe. Do we know? No, we know. I'm just joking. We know. We know, right? We actually do know. I hope we know. No, we know. There's something deeper on a mental health level that is going on over there. To be exposed on this level, even on mainstream media, and still be relentless and adamant that you are a doctor is quite scary. Or you are who you say that you are. But every time, even on these reputable platforms, you are unable to produce the results, the evidence, the certifications, everything. It's bad. The only way to make a story like this die down is either tell the truth and come out and say, oh, I got you guys, because he did get you, or just tell the truth. So this leads me to believe that Mateu definitely does believe what he is saying, and it's actually quite sad. It's quite sad.
And all of that. So when they first approached me, they said somebody wants to speak to you, right? And then I was like, okay, no problem. Who wants to speak to me? they were like, no, somebody will want to speak to you. And they were kind of like, a bit, what's the word? Not violent at that time, but very aggressive, right? So when they did that, it was to firstly establish whether the allegations against me were true or not. You understand? And even when I used the Lonnie surname, I was not, what is this thing? Helen Joseph does not know me by the Lonnie surname.
Helen Joseph knows you by which surname?
My family surname, which...
So did you tell them?
Yeah, well, during this...
But then Helen Joseph has also said that they've got no record of you surname.
Well, I don't know. Well, we have had communications with them through the legal team.
Why do you think you were arrested?
I was arrested for the charges that the Department of Health opened. Identity and...
Where is this guy's family, guys? Where is his family? I'm sorry. I don't like how this is sitting. Where is Matthew's family? The people that love him. I think at this point, nobody can talk him out of his gimmick. But just to calm him down. I don't know if Matthew wants to be famous. He wants to be an influencer. Or maybe he just really wants to be a doctor. Angazi. But it's really troubling. It's quite scary. There's another interview I saw of him. I think he was at the Metro FM studios or somewhere. Somebody was interviewing him outside of something, And he was still speaking about how people should create their own thing and never give up. He is the never give up. He is the perfect example of never give up. But, I mean, at some point in life, we have to give up on some things. You know what I mean? You have to stop. You have to slow your roll and you just have to stop and give up. And then go and create something new when it's not working out. The fact that he's created multiple TikTok pages and people are still following and his following is still growing. Maybe that's what is fueling him. Maybe that's what's giving him the energy. But I'm tired of this guy now. It was funny. It was fun. And this is definitely the last video I'm doing about him. I wouldn't even sit down and interview him at this point. And kudos to everybody that did. You got nothing out of the interview but more lies. Because if I was to sit down and interview Umateo, it wouldn't be nice. I would get really, really, really annoyed. And it's quite evident that uyagula. I think, in my opinion, there's something wrong with that guy. Oh, is he ever going to realize, okay, he's not a doctor? Is it going to happen? I don't think so. I really do feel sad for him. I really do. He never answers the relevant questions that can clarify this whole thing. The thing is clarified. We know that. We're not idiots. But, when you just know that somebody is lying and you can see it, or rather because we heard it on the interview, you can hear it. It's like, okay, you know what, just give up, my guy. Stop, just stop. Try something new. Go create something new. Obviously, you are very determined. You can do anything you want to do. You did it before. But now it's time to let go of this thing. I don't want people out there to be too upset with him. He's sick. But also, it's scary because there are other people like him that are sick and they take it to another dangerous level. What if he snaps or something like that? Then what? We're going to be sending our condolences maybe to someone's family? Or we're going to be feeling bad for him if he does something really outrageous. But at the same time, you just look at him, never die. And you can't help but feel sorry for him. I feel so sorry for him. It's so sad.
I got him moaning, got him groaning, but I'm on it, baby, let me upon it. If I want it, I get it, I take it, I own it, yeah.
It's quite hilarious at the same time because, wow, it's still happening. Me, I would be so embarrassed. I don't think he's embarrassed, not even with that chipped tooth. You know, he's brave. One thing about Dr. Matthew, you guys, one thing you can take away from the situation is that he's very, very brave. He's driven, tenacious, inventful. All of those amazing words. But there is a stop sign to everything where you just have to halt and push on those brakes, because enough is enough. And I think at this point, if anybody else is going to give him a platform, if people are still going to be, I don't want you to go stop following him on social media. Maybe he's going to do something different and great. I don't know. But if you are going to keep perpetuating alongside with him this doctor thing, I don't think it's going to be good. It's not good for him. Right? So this is the last video I'm doing about Dr. Matthew, and this is the last time I'm going to call him a doctor, even though he did create something of his own and it's his pseudonym, right? But I don't want to be part of the gang that is actually condoning something so silly as this. It's ridiculous and it's detrimental to his health. So yeah, that is it with Dr. Matthew. He will never confess. He will never admit to, even if they can put him underneath the earth with Satan, even if they could chain him down and dub him Satan, he wouldn't stop. Slander never died. That's what you must take away from this. Slander never die. That's Dr. Matthew. And listen to this. Listen to this, you guys. If slander never die, right? Doesn't it mean that we should all just start losing weight? Huh? Think about it. That's what you can take away from this situation. Our slander, they don't sweat. You know what I mean? They don't sweat. They just And by the way, I just want to throw it in there as well. I'm on my diet again. I'm trying to lose weight. I know. I always do these diets at awkward times of the year. But I just want to be skinny. So, And let me know what you guys think of my haircut this time around. I cut it really, really short. It's too hot for wigs and stuff and weaves. No, I'm not doing it. I cannot. Alright, anyway, if you guys haven't already, please do like, share and subscribe to this channel, you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Please do take care of yourself. Check on the people that you love, especially just check on everyone. People are going through a lot of things, and you wouldn't want maybe your loved one out there to escalate a situation like Dr. Matthew has, because who's checking up on him? Nobody's even coming out in the media to say Siamazwi. You know, so we don't know what's going on over there. I don't know. All I know is that I feel sorry for him, and I hope that people will actually just leave him alone now. Stop with the interviews. Stop fueling this thing. It's ridiculous and it's so embarrassing for him. You know, he needs to find something else to try. He could actually be a social media influencer and do all the stupid little dances and stuff. His name is already out there. He can rebrand and maybe start selling different products, not health products, not weight loss products, just cosmetic products. All this fun stuff. He can do the fun stuff because he does have that personality to carry it out. I hope that he does see this video. If he hasn't, then send it to him. Let him know that Linda Kyle is saying that you could do something in social media. You could be an influencer. You could be that guy. Just not with the medical stuff. Leave the dangerous stuff alone, because they're going to bury you under the jail at this point. And they're not even going to care that maybe potentially you are sick. It's too much now, you know. Or they're going to take him, they're going to 5180 him. I don't know, it's called 5180 or something like that in America. But you know, when they take you without your consent, they're going to take him. It's leading up to that point where they're going to just come and take him and put him in a mental hospital to try to help him. Because who knows what he's going to do. It's outrageous. And guys, I don't want to judge him or anything like that, or anybody else that is a doctor who doesn't seem or look like a doctor, but I promise you this. There's a certain thing, man, that doctors have, that you can just tell this is a mass temba. They've got this level of confidence, because being a doctor is a very big achievement. It's deep. You're saving lives. You're making a very, very big difference. And the way that he carries himself, you can just read through his body language. You can see, this guy is not a doctor. And it's so fucking crazy, because he pulled this thing off on social media. You just see us on the cameras and we look a certain way. But when you start seeing the other clips that other people have taken of him here, there, and everywhere, you start to see, this is not a doctor. Just from his body language, you can tell.
Look at what I'm wearing. Otherwise I'm good.
Right.
Matthew, if you do watch this video, we know the truth now. We know the truth. Everybody knows the truth. Do we know the truth? We know the truth, guys. Don't fall into that dark side. Alright? Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next one. All the best to you, Matthew. I'm done with that nigga. Get sharp. Bye, guys.